Sat Shri Akal ji. I hope all of you are doing well. Today, what we're going to talk about is a very shallow personality or an actor. I would say she's trying to become an activist, Kangna Ranout. Now, who's Kangna Ranout? Is she an actor or an activist or actually somebody who has been manifesting in this country how the majority thinks, who has been manifesting actually the present situation of the country, that by way of this wrong propaganda which right-wing media has been raising over a period of years now, they have created a fascist constituency which feels that the country belongs to them and nobody else. No other citizen or minority or any kind of diversity has a right to live in here. So who's Kangna Ranout? She's just not an actor. She's just not an activist. She has been representing, in fact, misrepresenting all those people who feel that the country belongs to them because they have power. So this is the kind of misconception which has been created, and that's why fearlessly they come and speak about, or I would say the kind of venom they have within themselves, they speak about it and they throw it out. So we need to consider what she said. But before that, a soulless agent of all those media or right-wing media people or right-wing media voice is so shameless. Yeah, she's so shameless, her character, in terms of that she's spreading hate and this image which she's created by creating such unprecedented controversies around her. She's using that image to actually spread hate amongst people. So we need to understand what she said. She was remembering Mrs. Gandhi, and before that she said, today the Sikhs might twist the government to do what they want them to do. But remember, there was one lady years back, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, who stood in front of these guys and उसने इनको अपनी जूती के नीचे रखा, इनको जूती के नीचे कुचला. These are the words she used. And she said that they need leader like her. We need leader like her who actually would keep the Sikhs where they belong. So this is her statement. Now let's consider this. Let's consider how they conveniently start their liking and disliking, which they choose because there is a reason behind it. I would like to question Miss Ranout one thing, that all this while, whenever Prime Minister Nehru, Indira Gandhi or Rajiv Gandhi's name was mentioned through you or through all these right-wing media guys, you guys were very clear that they were the worst prime ministers which this country have ever had. Because they used to give this fact, because when Indira Gandhi invoked emergency, she's taken all the civil liberties away. She has taken the right of free press away. She jailed the masters of Kangna Ranout who are in power today. She jailed all of them. And they used to criticize Indira Gandhi. But the same Indira Gandhi, when she wanted to crush minority, the Sikhs, then they have all praises for her. So what kind of attitude is this? What kind of this selective liking and disliking you guys have, which you guys conveniently pick it up when you guys want to? But in today's time, where there is information available, and you guys think that any hate or any hate crime you'll commit and you'll go without paying for it, it's not going to happen. Second question I want to ask, that the way you are describing Sikhs, let's have a reality check. In 1984, when the mighty state, Indian state, actually started Blue Star operation against Sikhs because they wanted to suppress their voice, they wanted to suppress what they were demanding for, and all they were demanding for their fundamental rights, and also they were demanding their rights as a community so that they should be treated as first grade citizens. And it was moreover a demand for federal rights and federal government, which the constitution in itself, Indian constitution in itself, talks about it. That's a different thing, that after they've carried out 72 amendments in the constitution, there is no federal government or federal structure. It's moreover a central power or central government which we'll have to deal with. That's why pests like Kangna, they come and speak and they spew venom which they have within themselves. Anyways, coming back to the reality check, in 1984, when the state attacked Golden Temple, that too by spreading wrong narrative, and the narrative which at that point of time, if you know, B.D. Pandey was the governor of Punjab once upon a time. His book, which has just been published, In the Service of Free India, he categorically said that in the 80s, it is Indira Gandhi, the state, and the vernacular media, means the local media or the media which Indira had her side, which is called embedded media. Those media guys got together, vernacular media, state, and Indira Gandhi, and they purposely were creating a narrative against the Sikhs. So 125 men inside the Golden Temple, and the Sikhs were only demanding for their rights as first grade citizen, which the constitution in itself conferred upon us, that we deserve those rights so that we should be treated as first grade citizens. Second, it was for federal structure. They wanted to crush that. On the name of national security and integrity, they took all their regiments, the best regiments, paratroops, tanks, howitzers. They took everything to attack 125 men inside who had limited ammunition, but they still fought. They fought, and the colonels of Indian Army at that point of time, the in-charge colonel, said that within 4 hours, they will probably clear the entire Golden Temple complex and operation will be over, but it took 5 days. Such bravery they've shown. The way martyrs of Sikh community, the way Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, the way they fought for 5 days, and in the end, when they had no ammunition, they came out and they fought right in front where all those so-called best regiments of great Indian Army and the best para-commandos, the naval forces, the air force with their choppers and everything, when they were at their disposal, so they killed them. So this is what the reality check is. After that, now, you do not understand how at that point of time incidents unfolded. That's fine. You did not understand. But after that, what Punjab has faced and what we faced in Delhi was a state-sponsored genocide. It was state terrorism which we faced. It was a state terrorism, and it was a state-sponsored genocide which we faced. And today you are questioning us that these Sikhs, inko juti ke niche rakho? How dare you? Who can keep us like that? We only follow what our gurus have taught us. Those are our principle. And one thing I want to tell you, because of that Operation Blue Star, we Sikhs in our state have suffered a lot. Not only Sikhs, every community, be it Hindus or any other community living over there, suffered. The country in itself suffered. You know, if you do not remember that bloodshed, and you are today, by throwing such words, provoking us, defaming us, or ridiculing us, so this provocation can end that we don't want there'll be any second wave on the basis of what has happened before, and it'll be such difficult situation for the country to handle. So I urge the Indian government, also the citizens of this country, and people who love peace, people who love democratic values, people who are justice loving. I urge all of you should raise the voice and point out what wrong is happening. If she's talking about Sikhs today, tomorrow she'll talk about you. So these right-wing media guys and role models, the way they create Kangna Ranout, who has no narrative, and whatever information and narrative she has, it's absolutely wrong and questionable. Start questioning that. One, let's take a pledge that we will unfollow whosoever is following Kangna Ranout, unfollow her on her social handles. Second, start questioning every statement which she gives, because the narrative which she's spreading is based on hate and it's the wrong information. Third, don't watch her films. Let her release films everywhere, probably in Punjab and all other parts of the country, but don't go to watch her films, because whosoever, she might be whatever, we don't care. She might be an actor or whatever, we don't care. But if she's the worst human being, which I think one of the worst human beings, which I have also come across, by listening to the statements and the kind of hate she has within herself. So we don't want to watch films of such degrade human being. So I think let's take a pledge to boycott Kangna Ranout in every sense. Now, I challenge Kangna Ranout on any national platform. If you want to have a discussion, if you want to have any discussion, or you want to bring your 10 of your bloody right-wing media guys, those journalists, and you come as their role model, let's have that discussion in front of any national channel. Let all the citizens of this country watch. She who can defame a minority like that, who can speak against a minority like that, who can ridicule a minority like that, who can provoke a minority like that. I want to ask one question to the Indian government. Does she deserve Padam Shri? You give Padam Shri to such human beings who are such degraded human beings, who are actually shameless characters and only created controversies, and that too negative agenda, unprecedented controversies, who is actually has selective liking and disliking based on her convenience. You know what is called? This is called that you are a hypocrite person. So this hypocrisy which you portray by way of your, that today the Prime Minister of this country has taken the farm laws back, because at the first place, those farm laws were not needed. They themselves agreed today. If Prime Minister has taken one good step, today you are criticizing that decision, and you, as per your convenience, are going back to Mrs. Indira Gandhi and saying that she was the one who stood up against them. No, she also was made a history. The governor, Honorable Governor of Meghalaya, spoke about Sikhs and spoke about Mrs. Gandhi, I think a couple of weeks back. Go and listen to that statement. You'll understand what Sikhs are. You'll have a reality check. Go look into the probably notes or archive of Indian Army or the Naval or the Air Force at that point of time in 84 when they carried out Operation Blue Star. You'll understand who Sikhs are. Go see Indian freedom struggle. See our contribution. You'll understand who Sikhs are. So do not question a community which has never fought for themselves. We always stood up for a right cause, for a right purpose of humanity. Because actually what our gurus have taught us, that Manas ki jaat sab ek ko pehchan bo. Recognize the entire human race as one. We are here in this country. Give us what we deserve. Give us our rights, which anybody else has in this country. Do not treat us like slaves, because we are not going to live like this. If next point I wanted to make, that I, as a legal person, first I want to thank Delhi Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee. They have registered an FIR against her under section 295A. But I also want to request them that please go and register additional sections. She should be booked under sections 504, 503, 504, 505, 153A and 298. Kangna, there will be FIR filed against you in every district of Punjab, probably in every district court in Punjab. Wherever we find a police station, we'll file an FIR against you. You think you can say those words and get away with it? It's not going to happen, because we respect only the fact that you are a woman and you've been addressed in a very civilized way, and that's how we are. But what you've said, you'll have to apologize for it. Probably you'll have to also go through the grind to understand that we are not going to take this and you're not going to get away with it. So the reality check will be given. The reality check was given whenever it was needed, be it 1947, be it 1984, be it now when we started the farmers' protest. There was a statement made by Kangna Ranout that she was calling all our elderly mothers who were sitting in the protest that we've hired them for 200, 300 rupees a day. You know, at that point of time also we warned you that you should restrict yourself by probably coming up with such words. It's derogatory. That's not how a good human being, that's not how you behave. But you were forgiven at that point of time. Now, this is something which we cannot forgive. So we will take it to a point where you should learn a lesson this time. That's all I had to say. I wanted to talk about it in English because this should go to national media. This should go to national, international platforms. This actor, so-called Kangna Ranout, which has her own journey, and we all know what that journey is. We don't want to demonize her as far as her character is concerned. But yes, if she has such hatred within herself, if she has hatred towards a minority where she's ridiculing us, provoking us, so she will be taught a lesson. Thank you so much. ਜਿਉਂਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਰਹੋ। ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਤੇ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ। ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ।